Hi, today I'm going to talk about the fatality of fertilizer. My name is Candy Kane and I'm in ERWC period 4. So, what is fertilizer? Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to give you the definition of fertilizer. And then I have a video here if you're interested in watching it. It's about the problem of fertilizer that we're dealing with right now, which leads me into the problem. So, what is the problem with chemical fertilizer? Well, the problem is blah, 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 blah. What is the history of fertilizer? History means when it was first developed. So, it was developed in blah, 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 by blah, 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 during blah, 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 blah. And the source I used is source 2. And if you click it, it'll bring you to the link. What are some facts about chemical fertilizer? Well, first, I'm going to talk about who is affected, and next, I'll talk about the evidence. And here's a graph that shows blah, 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 blah. So, who is affected by chemical fertilizer? Well, people are affected in that blah, 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 blah. The environment is affected, blah, 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 blah. And then what evidence shows that people are affected by chemical fertilizer? Well, the problems that people are having are blah, 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 blah. By way of the environment, we can see it in our streams, in our lakes, in our rivers, and also blah, 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 blah. So, what are the solutions, the repercussions, the stakeholders, and the oppositions regarding chemical fertilizer? Well, what can we do to mitigate the problems of chemical fertilizer? Well, we could first buy organic. Blah, 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 blah. What are the repercussions if we don't do anything? And if we keep using chemical fertilizer, this is what's going to happen. Blah, 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 blah. Who are the stakeholders? The people who want to make a change, who want the environment to stay healthy and the soil to be nutrient rich. Well, the stakeholders are blah, 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 blah. Who is against changing chemical fertilizer to a more organic way and sustainable soil? Blah, 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 blah. What are the policies in place right now that we can do to help support getting rid of chemical fertilizer? Blah, 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 blah. What can we do at home to help support not using chemical fertilizer? Blah, 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 blah. The discoveries or interesting facts that I found when researching chemical fertilizer was blah, 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 blah. The slogan that I came up with for chemical fertilizer is fake fertilizer is fatal. So, what that means is if you keep using chemical fertilizer, we are all going to die. Here are some blogs I created about how to save our forests, how to protect our wildlife, how little bugs help save us, and what we're doing to our marine life and how to protect it, why grass is so important, and the 15 most beautiful crop fields. And if you want to contact me, you can leave your name and email and phone number, and I will have a running list of your information. Thank you. Have a great summer.